There's a lot of neighborhoods that I can talk about when it comes down to relocating to Albuquerque, but the truth is that not all of them are created equal. And I wanted to talk about some of the more underrated neighborhoods in terms of being family friendly, being affordable, and just having all the amenities around you when it comes down to whatever living situation that you're looking for, right? Just making it a lot easier for you to live in these communities and more practical, right? Because I can bring up a ton of neighborhoods, but the truth is that if none of them make sense in these buckets here, you're probably not gonna wanna look into them. So in today's video, I'm gonna be going over some of the top underrated neighborhoods that we have here in Albuquerque. That way you have a better idea and more of a widespread knowledge of what neighborhoods we have to offer here in Albuquerque. So hang tight, grab your pen and your pad, and let's get into today's video.
Yo, I wanted to hop in real quick just to interrupt the video, just to remind you that if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom, somewhere along here. That way you never miss out on any videos, because I am dropping videos every week talking about what this wonderful state of New Mexico and all the cities in it and everything that it has to offer. Now, if you are planning on relocating down here in the next 6 to 12 months, me and my team are ready to help you with that move. And that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to call or text me at any time, because I'd love to help you out with that relocation. I'd love to help you get some more information. And if you do want some more info and you're not ready to hit us up, there's a link in the description down below for you to download a free relocation guide. So it's all yours, it's all free. But enough about me, let's head back into the video.
You cannot tell me that you've never tried to look into a neighborhood to try to see the types of homes that they have and the type of lifestyle that you're gonna get when you are looking to relocate to any new city, especially when it comes down to what you're gonna be paying for this, right? If you're gonna be paying premium and top dollar for these houses, which in any aspect, paying anything over $300,000 for a house nowadays is top dollar, right? That is a lot of money that you're gonna be spending for any house in any neighborhood, especially when you're looking to relocate to Albuquerque, because who wants to relocate to Albuquerque, right? Well, you do. And I love it here. And that's why I'm talking about these neighborhoods that are in this great city. That way you can get a better feel for what we have to offer here. Now, the first neighborhood that I want to bring up in this talk is going to be the Four Hills Village. Four Hills Village is a neighborhood like no other here in Albuquerque, because it doesn't feel like you're in the city when you're living here. This neighborhood is tucked away in between the Sandia and the Manzano Mountains. Now, you can spend anywhere from $350,000 to upwards of $500,000 in these neighborhoods, but it's well worth your money, and here's why. The homes there are super unique. They're gonna be the mid-century modern style houses that nobody's building anymore, so there is some architectural aspect to these houses here, and they're awesome, they're fun, they look great, right? They bring great joy to anybody that enjoys these style of houses, because you're gonna get a bunch of unique features and not everything is gonna look exactly like your neighbors. Now, if you are that type of person that enjoys having a little bit of space in between your neighbors, this is a neighborhood where you can get that, because the last time that I was actually looking for a house in this neighborhood for a client, we found a house that was actually on a whole acre. Where else are you gonna get that nowadays? Not in any new home development, and nothing against the new home developers. People want space, people want to be able to breathe and have some room to be able to do the things that they want to do. They don't have to constantly stare at their neighbors when they're cooking dinner or eating dinner or hanging out or whatever, right? It's weird. If you are looking for that style of living and you still want to be close to amenities, because they have a bunch of different stores right down the street from this neighborhood, like Sprouts is a big name down there in that neighborhood, and you are also going to be about 10 minutes away from the freeway. This neighborhood is going to be able to provide all that in a bag of chips, and the convenience and the price that you're going to pay for it all just makes sense. Right down the street from the Four Hills Village is going to be Glenwood Hills. Glenwood Hills offers the similar type of living that the Four Hills Village offers, just without all the country clubs and all that glitz and glamour stuff, right? And the houses here are more on the Southwest style. So if you are looking for a bigger lot, but you're not necessarily into the mid-century modern, you want something a little bit more New Mexican, because that's what you're coming down here for. You want something that looks like the Adobe style with the exposed vigas, then you are gonna be able to find that in Glenwood Hills. Now, you're still super close to all the amenities and all the cool lifestyle things like the Trader Joe's, all the shopping down there in Paseo, and plus this is in the La Cueva district, so if you want that kiddo to go to a school where they primarily predicate themselves on producing superstar athletes, then this is a neighborhood that you're going to want to look into. Now, you are also going to have easy access to Paseo, tramway, and the freeway from this neighborhood. It's just all going to be integrated pretty well, but you are going to be spending anywhere from $450,000 to about $500,000 in this neighborhood. In some cases, we have found some homes that are a little bit under. They're just not going to be as big, and you're not going to get that larger lot. So if you are okay with spending that type of money to live at the basin of the mountains, you want to be close to all that shopping and all those different amenities, then Glenwood Hills is also going to fit the bill for you. I know I was giving a lot of flack to the new home builders, and forgive me, because this neighborhood is filled with nothing but new home developments. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's still underrated. A lot of people still forget that this neighborhood exists. And Mesa del Sol is a master plan community where you can purchase a house right now, and besides all the great incentives that these new home builders are offering, you can still purchase a house for anywhere from $350,000 to about $450,000. In the hindsight of things, is relatively pretty inexpensive, especially with those incentives, good rates, money back that they're giving you for closing costs and all that. It just makes a lot of sense. Now, what does this neighborhood offer? Well, besides all the good hiking, walking trails, and biking trails, and pretty much the solitude of living on the outskirts of Albuquerque, you are going to have, at your convenience of a walking distance from your house, a grocery store, a church, a gym, and a small cafe. Now, they do have other office spaces in that area. I don't know exactly what they have up in there, but I could assume that they're gonna put more retailers and more things for the neighborhood to be able to utilize and enjoy while they're living here in Mesa del Sol. So if you are somebody that is either gonna work for Netflix, you're working for Sunport, or you're working at UNM or the college, or you're working somewhere in downtown, this neighborhood is gonna be just a hop, skip, and a jump away from all those different things. So if you want convenience, you want to be able to ride your bike to work, you want to be able to just walk to the grocery store and walk back home and not have to leave or go into the major city, Mesa del Sol is going to be a good one for you. Now, the neighborhood that doesn't get talked about a lot, and we've done a whole video on this area previously a couple years ago, Taylor Ranch. This neighborhood on the west side is special, not only because it's established, so you're going to have mature trees and nice walkways and all these different walking paths and a ton of convenience around you, right? Because it's super close to Unser and super close to Coors. It's like sandwiched in between there. So you're gonna get all the convenience of like libraries, parks, schools, Albertsons, grocery shopping, a gym, anything else that you could possibly want and need. It's gonna be at a convenience for you here, especially traveling to the east side, because you're gonna be able to hop on Montano, or you're gonna be able to hop onto Coors, head over to I-40 and just, get over to the east side with no problem. What can you expect to spend on this side of town? Well, anywhere from $280,000 to about $450,000. So I know that's a pretty big spread, being that this neighborhood is established, the homes sit on bigger lots, and they got ranch style houses, they got brick houses here, and they also have the traditional Southwest house. You're gonna see that you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck when you're looking to relocate to this area. And what's cool too, because I got a lot of buddies that grew up in this neighborhood, is that they say nothing much has changed. And a lot of the neighbors that they grew up with are still living in the neighborhood. So you can just imagine that some of those neighbors are gonna be a little bit older, but nevertheless, it's still very family oriented here in this neighborhood. You may have heard of this neighborhood, you may have not. And a ton of people kind of glance this neighborhood over all the time, but I'll tell you that it's very popular amongst the locals. Ventana Ranch, one of those neighborhoods that I personally like because it's clean, it offers a ton of the community, it's master planned, so there's a community center, there's tons of parks, like even the walkways in this neighborhood are like super clean. So for me, it just gives a sense of pride to live in that neighborhood. It feels good, it feels suburban, it feels like you're at a place because all the neighborhoods are like tree lined. It's super dope. It really takes you out of that desert vibe, especially since the west side is mainly just dirt. So what can you expect to spend when you are looking for a house here in Ventana Ranch? Well, anywhere from $300,000 to about $380,000, which in today's world is super reasonable. Granted that, yes, the yards aren't super big on this side of town, but they're still pretty reasonable. And you are gonna be able to purchase either a single family house, a townhouse, or a multi-generational house. So you got a ton of options. And if you are worried about traffic, convenience, and all that stuff, I can tell you that it's super close to Paseo, which will get you down to all that shopping there in the Cottonwood area. You got restaurants, you got the mall, you got Costco, you got Sam's Club. You got everything that you can need right down the street from you, and plus Loveless Hospital is super close to there as well. And they have an emergency room. So if you're worried about all that stuff, I would just say that Ventana Ranch is gonna be able to offer you all the convenience that you could want there. highly rated schools and everything, right? So if you're a family person, you're worried about where your kids are gonna go to school, I can tell you Ventana Ranch has one of the higher rated schools here in Albuquerque. So with all that and a bag of chips, does it make sense? I personally would relocate out there, but for me, since I work in downtown, and even thinking about it now, my drive would be still less than 20 minutes to get to downtown because I'd be able to hop down Paseo, hop on 2nd Street, and 2nd Street is just glorious road to travel down because there's few lights and it's a long stretch of road right into downtown. So if you're worried about all that stuff, I'd say give it a second chance, look into this neighborhood, and we can also help you determine how long you're gonna have as far as travel times and if it even makes sense for you to relocate here. Now, I wish we could have drove some of these neighborhoods, but man, this holiday week has been crazy. It's been busy. I took a couple days off away from the office, and even still finding time to be able to record these videos has been hard. So I'm hoping that I can hit it on the head for you, or even strike up in more of a curiosity for you to be able to reach out. And that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Call or text me at any time if you want to chat about these neighborhoods a little bit more. You want to get on a quick Zoom call to look at all the different homes in these neighborhoods, or even create a custom home search. I'd love to do that for you. Now, if you want to learn more, there's also a link in the description down below for you to download a free relocation guide. Go ahead and download that. That is totally free and it's just for you. So make sure you download that. Now, I gotta get on. I got a bunch of stuff to get together. It is Sunday. You're probably gonna watch this video closer to the weekend, but it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I head back to the office tomorrow, so I got a ton of stuff to do and prepare before we even head back into the office. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.